lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Beyond.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 358. I am one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
God, we're so close to football, Greg. You can smell the gridiron.
That's a John Gruden quote if I've ever heard one. Over there, the best beard in the business, Marty Sleeman.
I'm also excited that football's coming.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm a Bears fan.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, you look very incredulous.
I wasn't sure if I was walking into a sarcastic joke here.
No.
I think you know as well
Jokes
as I
and
do
jokes.
that if you talk about sports at IGN, there's somebody waiting to go right for your
Yeah.
knees. That was the earliest curse word we've had in this show in a while. Damn.
Greg, the vulgar son.
I get mad when I think about people insulting the Bears.
Yeah.
How you doing, Marty?
I'm doing really well. We were at PAX Prime.
We were.
We were hanging out in Seattle,
Optimus
eating chowder,
We didn't even. I never ate chowder.
hobnobbing with Anthony Gallegos.
We did see Anthony Gallegos quite a bit.
Yeah.
He was working booths,
Yeah.
doing things.
Booth, man. He had a preview that went up on the site.
Did he?
Yeah.
Of what?
Some PC strategy game.
Oh,
Smite or Strife or
Smite's that one game.
Spite. No, I think it was Strife. I think it was Strife.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can read that.
Colin, what did you do while we were at PAX?
I don't remember. Ate food and watched
Breathe oxygen.
Below Deck, which is my new
Below
favorite
Deck?
show. It's on Bravo. It's about a yacht and the people that work on the yacht. It's pretty awesome. And
It's pretty
So
awesome.
you don't like Pitch Perfect, but you're watching Below Deck.
yeah, I was working out.
He never gave Pitch Perfect a chance.
Ignorant.
He just came in and thought it looked like Glee and left.
Jerk.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this
Not
is
enough
Podcast
yachts.
Beyond, IGN's PlayStation podcast, the number one PlayStation podcast on the internet. Every Tuesday, we bring you the MP3. Every Wednesday, the full video goes live on ign.com, youtube.com/IGN, and of course, the IGN PlayStation 4 app, which is absolutely free and you should download.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. God,
Boom.
you're good.
I
You're
know.
so good.
I know.
We're going to talk about PAX in a little bit, but first, let's start with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news.
I was doing it. It's
It
just
doesn't
my-
sound like you can go that high.
I
Is
can't.
your voice
No,
all?
Yeah, my voice is
My
all.
voice is all ragged up too. Beat up.
Yeah, I wasn't watching yacht documentaries all weekend like some of
Well,
us were.
someone's got to do it. I'm also watching The Good Wife.
Yeah, that show was incredible.
A little strange how it's procedural meets serial in such a literal way, but it's really good. I very
Give
much
me
enjoy
it
it.
in the
Goldfarb was on
nutshell.
it.
In the nutshell, I know it starts with her and her husband's a politician or something, and he has an affair.
Yeah.
And she starts off as the good wife, and then she breaks away quickly from that. Is that?
I
what
don't.
happens?
I don't know. I'm only 20 episodes in or whatever. So she's
I'm
still
only
she's
20 episodes in.
she's still a good wife.
So
Yeah.
she's still with the cheating
Well, it's a
slanderer.
spoil. I don't want to spoil it too much, but
Yeah.
the show's about it's about
Julianne Margulies.
Yeah, exactly. She's an attorney who stopped practicing and got married to a man who was also a lawyer who ended up being like the district attorney or whatever.
Yeah.
He has like this big like affair with a prostitute and is thrown out of office and put in prison. And it's
Damn.
about how she goes back to work and how he's trying to like clear his name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
really
it's
good.
worth watching.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, I should hate this show. I hate procedural shows. I hate courtroom stuff. But
I hate
the writing is
politicians.
just so good. And by the end, I just finally caught up. I feel like I could be a lawyer. I don't need to go to law school.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's got Andrew Goldfarb. It's got Scott Porter.
Andrew Goldfarb's in it?
Yeah.
Is this
also,
one of his things where he's...
somehow his picture is appearing long after he stopped being a background extra. Like his picture is in like season 4 when he was still working here. Like his picture is in the background of a house.
Okay, but is he really in the show at some point as
Yeah,
his extra
yeah,
work?
he was,
the show's
yeah.
been on that long?
Yeah, he was. He's a juror in like a 2-episode arc.
Damn, all right,
Yeah.
cool.
Do you know which episode
I don't.
Is it first season?
I think it's first or second season.
It's the one with the courtroom.
Oh, okay. That's the one thing that bothers me about it is that it's a procedural, so it is like a different case. Like she's always winning cases, but the
Yeah.
story behind them is cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
welcome to the PlayStation Podcast. Number 1.
How many are there this week?
There are 12 of them, and one of them is
Baker's dozen.
huge.
That is not a
Jeez.
news. What did you?
More on that in a minute.
I had to yell at somebody today in the Beyond email bag
Yeah.
because he wrote in a great story about his terrible PSN name, but it was literally if I would have printed out, it would have been 2 of these pages, and I was like, get this to 1 paragraph
Yeah.
if you wanted to be part of the show.
Stop. Number 1. Both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita are finally getting custom theme support. Custom themes, which PlayStation 3 users have been utilizing since the advent of the console, is a unified way to change the background imagery and icons on your console, typically tied to a game or product. PS4's theme support will come with the much-discussed firmware update 2.0, and Vita's will come in its respective 3.30 firmware update. Both look pretty cool.
I told you. You first off, round of applause for Colin Moriarty.
Yeah.
Stayed up late, did all the Japanese coverage coming out of that
Watching
Japanese.
yachts.
Yeah, well, when he in between the yachts, he was covering the PlayStation news out of this conference. I woke up, cleared the sleep from my eyes, went to IGN to read about it, and I saw this, and I thought it was going to be the Vita themes and whatnot would be able. It would look. Somebody I saw tweeting about it at me and you made it sound like it was going to like PlayStation 3. So I jumped thinking cross media bar.
Sure.
And when I got there and it was still no, it's just folders. I'm like, or it's still bubbles. I was like,
Yeah.
this is exactly what we have now.
But now Toro's in the background.
Exactly. You can do that now though. You can find 2 screenshots you like, make one your lock screen and one your home screen, and you're all set.
My lock screen is Greg's face.
It touches me that you've never changed that.
Yeah, I never changed it.
I just recently changed mine. For a long time, it was a screenshot
Yeah.
of Lee and Clem holding hands walking up to that train depot. And then I just switched it on this trip to just Clem's hat from, I was playing Season 2. On
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're a dork.
Yep.
Number 2.
Greg will remember this.
PlayStation Plus's free games for September have been revealed. PlayStation 4 owners will gain access to the excellent Velocity 2X. Our review just went up. It's one of Vita's best games easily.
What'd you give it? Or what did Vince give it?
Vince gave it a 9.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's
was that?
really, really awesome. I can't believe they're giving it away for free. Doesn't make any
great
sense.
deal. A lot of fun.
As well as Sports Friends, which is the PlayStation Move game that was in development forever. PS3 players can scoop up PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale and Horde.
Horde?
Yeah.
Nice.
Horde's a rad game, too. That's a very underrated PS3 game.
Yeah.
And Vita gamers can grab Joe Danger.
Joe Danger on Vita.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know, that's today.
Yeah, which just came out today.
Hot.
And
Diggity dog.
Whoa.
TXK, which is basically the new Tempest game. What's interesting is that Joe Danger and Velocity 2X are both brand new. Well, Joe Danger, at least on Vita, and they're both free. And presumably Velocity 2X will also be free on Vita, and presumably All-Stars will also be available on Vita, but I don't know.
Well, that's the whole
for
cross-buy
sure.
situation.
Yeah, exactly. But they put it in like the categories.
Yeah, but they do that
I think
though.
it's just to fill a quota.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also to get us ready for PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale Round 2.
Also
Yeah.
play Joe Danger and get ready for No Man's Sky.
Yeah. No doubt.
You can see a lot of influences when you're looking at one.
Joe keeps looking up to the stars like, what if I went up there?
I wonder if there's infinite possibilities. How many million? Oh, does he talk like this? I don't remember Joe Danger having this voice. What if a million stars came to my...
Yeah.
Number 3. According to a report, this is an interesting one, by the way, I think.
Okay.
We're having a lot of pregnant
paying
pauses
attention
today.
now.
I like it a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
I'm doing it on purpose. According to a report from Bloomberg, EA anticipates it can make around $1 billion this fiscal year solely from add-on content, including DLC and microtransactions. FIFA and Madden are expected to be the biggest earners in this regard. For instance, EA anticipates that $50 million would be added to Madden's NFL 15's anticipated haul of $300 million.
Because of that mute.
Simply through DLC.
Mutt.
I thought that was interesting because everyone seems to hate DLC
Sure.
and add-on microtransactions, yet they're about to make $1 billion off of it.
Yeah.
It's
so
'cause
if you hate it, continue to speak with your wallet and don't buy DLC, but it seems like that's a losing proposition, actually, that it seems like people actually like their add-on
People
content.
hate it when you talk about it in the general sense of DLC.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't believe this game I wasn't going to buy has all these DLC concepts. That's stupid. But when you get a game you love and you want more content
like, this is
for
great.
it,
I'll absolutely do that.
People
Yeah.
get super stoked about it.
Yeah.
There you go. A lot of hypocrites out there.
Are you a DLC guy? I feel like you'd be you'd have a strong opinion one way or another.
I buy it when I want it, like Mass Effect or Fallout.
Like
I
how
buy
often have you bought aesthetic DLC?
Never. I don't think I've ever bought aesthetic DLC.
What about PlayStation Home?
I've never ever gone into PlayStation Home on my own
Ever?
PS3 ever. Not once. Ever.
You're
Never.
missing out.
I used to the last time I even remember being on Home was when Greg used to harass people on it, which was 6 years ago. So,
Is Home shutting down, right? There's like an end date?
God willing.
We need to do a 24-hour.
You told me this,
Yeah.
and I went and checked on it. It looks like it's shutting down certain territories.
Oh.
I don't think it's shutting down.
I want to do a 24-hour live stream of the last 24 hours of Home.
Sure, but then what it'll be is it'll be one of those horrible things where it doesn't shut down if you're inside it before it shuts down. So we would be eternally in Home. We'd have one PlayStation 3 we're running off battery power, so it
That'd be
never ever
interesting.
stops.
Yeah.
Home was something.
Home was something.
It was something.
A great
something-
idea.
Remember, didn't they patch it with trophies like not too long ago?
Eventually, yeah.
How did that not get you in?
Even I won't go to Home for that. Number 4. Bloodborne has a release date, at least in Japan. The game will launch exclusively on PS4 in Japan on February 5th, 2015. It's important to note that this day is a Thursday, which is never a day that a game would come out in the West, so it's unlikely to be a global date, though we've reached out to Sony for comment. It's also worth noting, and this is the interesting thing that I think a lot of people didn't think about. If that date sticks, if that week sticks, then it comes out a couple weeks before the order. So they're like stacking their exclusives, which doesn't make any sense at all. But it's cool that that game so soon. I thought maybe it would be April or May.
I mean, how likely is it that it's going to be a global release, though? That's my question.
That would be weird if they released Bloodborne in Japan way earlier than everywhere else.
The Souls games, Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, both coincided. Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least, like, it was
around the same area.
Yeah,
Sure.
Localizing those games can't be hard. Like compared to a lot of...
the games aren't text heavy. Super excited for that. I got to play the demo again at PAX and at Gamescom. That game is gorgeous.
Number 5. PlayStation 4's smash hit demo PT has been downloaded over 1 million times, according to Sony. The PT demo teases a new game in the Silent Hill franchise called Silent Hills, and is being worked on by Metal Gear creator Kojima and famed movie creator Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo.
Brett writes into beyond at ign.com, just like you can. It says, Greg, what did you think of PT? Colin, are you going to play it? Last night I played PT for the first time. Streamed it over on my Twitch. I had a great time. It was super scary in the beginning, and then once it got to the point where I would look at the chat for anything, it was just jokes about it, and then it wasn't as scary. But
sure.
I was totally in that very tense and goose pimply and everything else. You're all worried about what's going to happen coming around the corner. But then it did get to the point of like, what the hell am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
All right. But then there were people telling you about it. I don't know how anybody beat that game without somebody having already beaten it.
John Ryan.
They were saying it took people a really long time. They anticipated that it would take even longer for people to beat it than it did, I guess.
That's a really smart little piece of marketing.
Yeah, that was a great idea. Putting it out that way, not telling you what it was, and then getting you, and then it's Silent Hills, and it's this movement, and everybody's got to download it and see it. Ghosts. Colin, are you ever going to play it?
Yeah, well, I downloaded it. I want to play with Cheryl. So Cheryl was horrified by Outlast, so I can only imagine how scared she's going to be of this one. But I'll get to it eventually. Okay. First, I got to play Surgeon Simulator.
Surgeon Simulator.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Mm-hmm. No, not at all. I don't know what the hell I'm going to play next. I'm still working on Danganronpa. We'll talk about that later.
Danganronpa?
Trigger Happy Havocs.
Nope, that was the last one. Number 6. It appears that Beyond Two Souls is indeed coming to PlayStation 4. Trophies for the PS4 iteration of the game leaked on exophase.com, a site mysteriously patched into the PlayStation Network's trophy system. This indicates that the leak is indeed real, though Sony hasn't commented. For context, this wouldn't be the first time a game's existence has leaked through trophies. The most recent example is Entwined, the PS4, PS3, and Vita game that leaked on exophase and PSN profiles before the game was even revealed. Those trophies wouldn't pop up if they weren't in the system. Now, I don't know if it's just something that they might do in the future or whatever.
Sure.
Like, I think one of the Ratchet games had a Vita version for a long time that they denied, and then it came to Vita. So I think that they do it ahead of time. But I was thinking about this recently. Do you remember? I don't know. You wouldn't remember this. You don't give a shit about trophies. Sorry.
That's fine.
When the first PS4 trophies to pop up on these sites was for a game that never came out.
Interesting.
And it was called like Sample Shooter or something like that, or like, you know what I'm talking about?
That sounds familiar, but I don't remember it really
I got to write a story about that because it's like
whatever happened to Sample Shooter.
It's like some weird thing where it was like Sample Trophy 1, 2, 3, 4, and everyone assumed that it was Welcome Park for PS4, but it was not. So I was just thinking about that.
You
recently.
mean Welcome Park for Vita?
Right, but I mean I'm saying for the PS4's iteration of Welcome Park.
Gotcha. Sounds like something you load up as a template. And then this is the difference for kids at home who are wondering. Of course, there's been a long time rumor of Batman Arkham Origins coming to Vita based on the fact that the trophy list says when you look at it PS3 Vita. That's different. This is like locked in as its own trophy set. It says this, whereas that I think is just a typo. The Batman Arkham Origins thing is just a typo on the trophy thing.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt for now because we don't know. We don't know. I mean,
they're re-releasing everything.
I wouldn't be surprised. Why not? Why not release everything on PS4? We won't. That's what I want on my PS4 is more and more PS3 games.
Yeah.
Number 7. This is an exciting one for me.
Okay.
Although not as exciting as it could have been. A new Dragon Quest game is coming exclusively to PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, but unfortunately it's not Dragon Quest 11, which everyone was hoping for. Instead, it's Dragon Quest Heroes, a spin-off under development at Omega Force, the Tecmo Koei affiliated studio best known for Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors. The pedigree of Omega Force, along with the look of the trailer, indicates this is a Musou-style game, though developers haven't commented to say that it's necessarily Musou. It may just be an action RPG. It's set to launch in 2015 and hasn't been announced for Western markets. So hopefully it's not like Dynasty Warriors. But maybe it is.
I have a feeling the trailer makes it look like it's going to be like Hyrule Warriors.
I mean, what is Omega Force made that is not like that? You know, like I was trying to think. I don't know them like intimately, but I know that name only for Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors. You know, so I don't know like their catalog in and out, but it's probably Musou.
Is this the one that this morning I saw the PlayStation 4 Dragon Quest one with a slime melting on it?
Yeah, so that's the other thing is that that is awesome.
Yeah.
So they're releasing a silver metal slime. Metal Slime's, of course, the ultra hard enemy, like rare enemy that gives you lots of experience points.
Only Charles Onion ever beat him. Mr. Slime himself.
And they're releasing a silver one with a it looks like a slime or even a babble, metal babble over the side of it,
It's
and
like
then
melting on the side.
yeah, and then like you just see the eyes of the slime on top of it, and then there's a slime on the controller. And the only thing I really want is the controller.
That's a great controller.
Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely be importing that.
Wow.
Not the console, but if we can get the controller
Sure.
itself, I'll totally get that because Dragon Quest and I go back way back. Interesting story, Greg.
Here, lay it on me.
We had that earthquake last week.
Right.
It was in right outside of Napa. My girlfriend works up in wine country, so she went to her office, and I bought her a slime from Japan when I was there last time. That's like this huge slime thing. It's all flat. She said it was the only thing that wasn't like shaking and falling on the ground. So like when she walked in, it was just this dumb-looking slime looking at her, and then
like everything else,
everything destroyed.
I love that.
I like the visual of it.
Yeah.
Number 8. Persona 5 is no longer a PlayStation 3 exclusive. Now it's a PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 exclusive. Atlas and Sony officially revealed that Persona 5 will no longer be tethered only to PS3, and also showed the very first footage of the game. Did you see it?
I haven't watched it yet. No, it was just cutscenes. Right?
Although none of it was running in game. They also reaffirmed that we have to wait a little longer for Persona 5 as it'll come out in 2015. That's a good sign. There is literally only one other game now that hold on to a PS3 for, and that's, in my opinion, Tales of Hysteria. So they just got rid of probably the most compelling reason to keep your PS3 hooked up.
Yep.
Speaking of, Phil Sinclair wrote into Beyond at ign.com, just like you can. It says Beyond, Greg, Colin, and the ever-rotating third chair.
Beyond.
From England.
Whoa.
He's from England, but he left that part out.
The rotating third chair is from England.
That's what he's trying to say, but
Oi.
it isn't, clearly. Oi! It's me, the third chair! With the news of Persona 5 will be coming to PlayStation 4, do you think more will follow suit and this will be the end of PS3 exclusives? Keep up all the good work.
I don't think it's going to be the end, but what was really interesting to me when I was watching that pre-TGS press conference in Tokyo, they didn't announce almost anything for PS3, and that really surprised me because a lot of games right now are coming to PS3 still. If you look at the Media Create lists every week, the top 20 in Japan, a lot of them are PS3 games.
Yeah.
None of them are PS4 games. PS4 is getting trounced right now in Japan. I think that's why they're pivoting. They're doing what they should have done with Vita and PSP earlier, which is basically compelling. I'm sure that they probably went to Atlas and were like, we'll pay for you to port the game to PS4.
Yeah.
You know, it would be even smarter if they were like, don't even put it on PS3 at all.
Yeah. This is how you move units.
Right.
You know?
But it's cool. I hope Persona 5 comes to Vita too. I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility, but we'll
Not anytime soon. That'll be the re-release golden.
We'll see. But that's what struck me the most. I thought they were going to announce new PS3 games, and what they really announced were a lot of Vita games, which is a good sign, and a lot of PS4 games.
So that's what I mean, Phil's asking, do you think it's the end of PS3 exclusives? I say, yeah. That was the last one I was every time I said, once Minecraft's here, I'll throw away this PS3 or whatever. I won't throw it away, but I'll put it away. And people are like, what about Persona? What about Persona? Now we know that's the end of it.
Yeah.
So now I want to know, Marty. Charger Hater #1 writes in and says, Dear Greg, Colin, and the ever-rotating third chair, Beyond.
Yeah.
Beyond.
With the recent news that Persona 5 is hitting the PlayStation 4, is there any reason to keep your old PlayStation 3 plugged in? Thanks again, Beyond.
Yeah, backwards compatibility. I mean, not keep it plugged in, but backwards compatibility. Like, I'm not going to sell my PS3.
Yeah.
But I definitely want fewer consoles.
Yeah, I want it
TV.
off my entertainment center.
Yeah,
for sure.
like I have things all the way back to my Sega Genesis and my Super Nintendo hooked up, which is just getting a little bit out of control.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've already my 360 isn't hooked up anymore. I still use my PS3 a lot as a media player.
Sure.
And I don't feel like the Xbox One or the PS4 have a really great media player so far. So
What media are you playing?
music, TV shows.
Yeah.
Just media.
That's fine.
Art.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like the PlayStation 4, like
Operas.
app-wise, is getting there.
Oh sure,
Right, yeah, I mean-
But playing things I already own on a hard drive.
Okay.
Like my DVD collection I've ripped.
Oh, nice.
Like to my hard drive and all
Gotcha.
my music and everything. So.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Colin, can we finally put it away? Once Minecraft's out, can we finally put the old PS3 out to pasture?
Yeah, probably. There's a few things I want to go back and play, but otherwise, I think
never
it's
will.
probably time to.
Surprise.
move
Don't
on.
think
Never going
something
back.
else will get announced.
I don't know. I literally Tales of Hysteria is the only upcoming game that's announced that I care about. That's probably going to be a PS3 exclusive. Although this indicates that maybe Namco will bring that over to PS4 too. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
We've won.
it's good that
PlayStation
it's,
4 is going.
it's good that it's turning
Baby
over.
birds left the nest.
And hey, everything on PS3, like we said, is coming to PS4 anyway. So
Yeah.
surprise, they're all
Yeah.
your games. Number 9.
Number 9.
Mighty number 9.
Oh God, we got that in the office today. I'm very excited. Played it a little bit. Very good. Very good. Resident Evil Revelations 2, long rumored and recently leaked, is indeed real. The sequel to the original Resident Evil Revelations, which was originally a 3DS game that came to PS3 and Xbox 360, will launch on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3, as well as Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC. I don't know anything else about it,
Okay.
but it's not surprising that it was real, since everything about it leaked already.
Yeah.
Number 10, Disgaea 5 was officially announced by NIS and is a PlayStation 4 exclusive. Disgaea, the long-running strategy RPG series, has recently seen releases on PS3 and Vita. And actually, an interesting thing is NIS said not too long ago that they were going to continue to support Vita and PS3 and focus on those consoles. So it's cool that this is actually coming to PS4. This will be the first time the franchise will come to PS4. Little else is known about the game, other than that it's set to launch in Japan in the first half of 2015. There's some people very excited about that. I'm not a huge Disgaea fan, but some people really, really love it.
Damon Hatfield.
Number 11. Peggle 2 has officially been announced for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. The game, once a timed exclusive for Xbox One and Xbox 360, will launch on both platforms on October 19th. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, that game's great, and it's going to be even better with remote play.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Now here's the long one, number 12.
Take a breath, everybody.
Usually I do... My last thing usually is...
Release dates.
Really, like, games that were announced, little smaller games that were announced. But these are all of the games that were announced this week. For PS4, PS3, or Vita. Sci-fi adventure game Alone With You is coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita in 2015. Salt and Sanctuary, a side-scrolling action RPG, is coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita in 2015.
We saw that at PAX.
I played it, yeah.
Did you like it?
It's good. Yeah.
I liked it too.
Cool. Neo Geo Classic Metal Slug 3 is coming to PS4, PS3, and Vita this winter. And as far that's going to be a native game, not I don't think a PS1 Classic or anything like that. And I heard that Sony might actually be helping bringing that game over, but I don't.
Interesting.
John Drake.
I don't know anything about that. Ingenious multiplayer battler Nidhogg was already revealed for PS4, and it's also coming to Vita and will launch simultaneously on both platforms.
And you can play it 2 players on the same Vita.
Oh, you're
It's
just
like
sharing
one player's using the left side, one player's using the right side.
Interesting. I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I'm not that intimate with anyone.
Oh, you and I are.
Dust, an Elysian Tale, once an Xbox 360 exclusive action RPG, is coming to PlayStation 4, though no release date has been given.
Great game.
This is very exciting. Mega Man X4 and X5 are coming to PlayStation 3 and Vita later this month, presumably as PS1 classics. Actually, X4 comes out today. Free-to-play turn-based strategy game Desert Ashes is coming to Vita this fall. Card battling game Ascension Chronicle of the Godslayer is coming to Vita in 2015. A new Everybody's Golf game, codenamed New Mini Golf Project, has been revealed for PS4 and is under development at longtime developer Clap Hands.
Nick writes into Beyond at ign.com and says, Beyond!
Beyond.
Greg, Colin, and the ever-rotating third chair with Hot Shots just announced for the PS4 in 2015. What do you think if Sony pulled a Nintendo and replaced all the Hot Shots characters with the PlayStation All-Stars cast? I know they've always had cameos in the past, but why not just go all the way with PlayStation All-Stars Golf?
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Okay, we say that, but then they're just going to get yelled at for aping Mario Golf, and that didn't work out for
I'm not gonna
PlayStation
yell at them.
All-Stars at all. You
Well,
will.
that's-
You would.
no,
You
because-
totally would.
No, because mechanically, Hot Shots Golf is great.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. The
I
mechanics
care
were
about that.
great,
The reason I didn't like Sony All-Stars is because I didn't like how it played.
but those had great mechanics as well.
No, it didn't. I just said it did not have.
But that's just like a taste of a new generation, I think, is the problem.
What is going on?
I enjoyed the mechanics.
Is this the same?
I enjoyed the mechanics
No,
of
you
PlayStation.
didn't.
I did. Colin and I played it all the time.
Yeah, you guys still
Sweet
play it
Tooth
all the
Drop-
time.
No, we don't
So
do that.
excited to download for free this month.
You're a real ass. Do you know that?
I was not a big fan.
No, I don't think they need to. I don't know. Colin, you help me out here. The Hot Shots franchise, established, well received in Japan, especially. Here in America, just nerds like me who love it from the PSP love it. Do you think that they need to put some Sweet
They
Tooth on the
don't
box?
need to do it, but it's not a terrible idea.
Okay.
Gotta be honest with you.
Cloud in there, swinging his Buster sword.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Leave and go make that game.
Okay.
We're not even halfway through.
Jesus.
The Lemming-style game Flockers has officially been revealed for PS4 and Xbox One and will launch on September 19th in Europe and September 23rd in North America. This is exciting for me. An all-new East game has been revealed for both PS4 and Vita, though little else is currently known about it, including when it will launch. The last one was Memories of Celceta on Vita.
You liked it.
I did. Dead or Alive 5, Last Round, is coming to both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and will launch in spring of 2015. Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 is coming to PlayStation Vita in early 2015 and will be available both retail and digitally. Escape Dead Island has a release date. It will launch in North America on November 18th and other worldwide territories on November 21st and will be available on PS3, Xbox 360, and
weird
PC.
game.
That is a very weird game.
Are you up to speed on Escape from Dead Island?
No.
It's like a cell-shaded like
Third-person stealth game.
mystery game.
But
yeah.
like the end of the demo is like they're comparing it to Lost. They're like, we want to have like Lost-style mysteries on this island.
And then it said 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42 on the...
Yeah.
on the
And Polar Bear eat you.
I wasn't impressed with what I saw.
That was it.
God Eater 2 Rage Burst was revealed for Japanese
Rage
release
Burst!
on both PS4 and Vita. I don't think we'll get that. We didn't get the last God Eater either. which was weird, actually. Dragon Ball Xenoverse was revealed for multiple platforms for Japanese release. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 was announced in Japan for release on PS4, PS3, and Vita. I suspect we'll get that. A sequel to Fairy Fencer F called Advent Dark Force was announced in Japan and will launch exclusively on PS4. I suspect we're going to get that, too. Senran Kagura Estival Versus was revealed for Japanese release on PS4. I suspect we're going to get that. Luminous Arc Infinity was revealed as a Vita exclusive in Japan. Probably won't get that. And finally, Samurai Warriors Chronicles 3 was revealed as a Vita exclusive in Japan.
You left stuff off that list. Got Out of Hell got announced. The Saints Row game.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, I couldn't find it. I don't know where the hell it was on any of the blog rolls.
No, we probably didn't even
But I would rather
it coming
hear
out?
more
Do we know?
about Fairy Fencer F Advent Dark Force than a new
You like
Saints Row.
Saints Row, didn't you?
I do.
Yeah.
But I bet that Fairy Fencer is supposed to be a pretty good series. I want to play the PS3 one. That's coming out soon.
Colin, you left one off the list. Tom writes in and says, "Dear Greg, Colin, and the physics-defying third chair." Because ever rotating isn't a real thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to express my gratitude for the fine work you all do for us, the PlayStation Nation, and gamers in general. I've had a rough few months in which my cat broke his tail, my car was written off. I don't know what that means. Yeah. And I lost my beloved friend. This friend introduced me to games at an early age, and I thought our final moment would be a perfect example of how powerful this medium can truly be.
Why are you laughing?
Colin knows. After we'd said goodbye and he pulled me close, he whispered if I wanted to find out what PlayStation games had come out to stores this week, where would I go?
Wait, what is going on? Did the kid actually?
No,
did
this
his
is one of
friend
the
die?
dumb things to get to the Andrew Goldfarb Memorial list of upcoming PlayStation software on all three platforms by the IGN editors.
You guys were laughing, and I'm like, holy. Jeez.
Yeah, it's an old Beyond tradition to
clever.
try to catch people off guard, and usually when they're that long, and I try to get to the part where it's.
Nope, it
my
worked.
favorite was the time some kid wrote in. He's like, my mom was in a car accident, and it was really, and I'm like cracking up, and you guys, it was like the first one we ever did, and you and Clements didn't know what was happening, so I'm just,
And you're like,
I'm
why?
busting up at this kid's dead mom.
I like that you would play the song and you were just like,
Is that how you play piano?
yeah.
Chopsticks.
That's what I hate. I always hate that with that's why I like the Nashville, because it actually looks like they're playing the real songs,
Yeah.
like they're holding the real chords and playing the actual drums and stuff like that. I always hated
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, well, obviously they're dubbing when they record.
Sure, yeah.
But like, you know, you always see like in at the teen party in a high school, you know, like, you know, at the high school party in the teen movie or whatever, the guys are playing in the background. They're like not even playing the real
Yep.
thing or whatever. I had to.
You should see
I
pitch,
always focus
you should
on
see
it.
Pitch Perfect. A lot of accurate singing.
Yeah.
On PlayStation 3.
It's our favorite game. Just to get people to look at their phones to see if they screwed up, if something happened. Because also, we also put up broken MP3s all the time because we don't know what the hell
Yeah,
we're
you don't
doing.
know if it's broken or not. On PlayStation 3, Deathmatch Village is out. That's available digitally. That's it.
Deathmensch?
Deathmatch.
That's mensch. What a mensch.
PlayStation 4, Velocity 2X is available digitally. That's it. Vita's got all the games this week.
Woo! There's no games on Vita, though, Colin.
No, none. On Vita, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair is available digitally in retail. I played 2 chapters of it so far. My review will probably go up next week. I'm sorry it's late. I'm a little embarrassed about it because I've had the game since like June. But I almost get games too early sometimes, and then I'm like, oh, I got time.
You forget about them. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh god, it's coming out this
Yeah,
week.
like and so just it's too many other things to do. I can't get to it right now. But
enjoying the opening so far?
What I've played, I really love. I think Danganronpa's localization and translation and writing and all that stuff is just really well done. I'm really excited about that series, and actually a new one's coming out in Japan, and I hope we get it here. I just think it's an awesome murder mystery. Mm-hmm. It's just silly. It's just really silly, but it's also like super serious, which is funny.
Yeah.
Because it's all coordinated by a teddy bear named Monokuma. And when I go to Japan, one of my first orders of business is going to meet Monokuma. No, I want to try to find like a Monokuma stuffed animal or something.
Oh, nice.
Because I love that. I love that character. It's just a really zany game.
First order of business, I like that. You just get off the plane, check in, and then you're out into the street.
You just
Immediately go to
abandon
Alpha.
Akihabara.
Yeah.
So that's out, and I recommend it especially if you like the first Danganronpa. Deathmatch Village is also available on Vita digitally. Don't Starve is available now.
No. Oh, it is
Digitally
today,
on
isn't
Vita.
it? Yeah.
Yeah!
Finally a reason not to taste the cold steel of a blade.
Whoa.
I think it's free if you own it on PS4.
Has this made its return to Unlocked?
God, this is really.
No, I don't know. We've never used it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Jose, you
the
did
Jeff
it.
Bell. The Jeff Bell isn't back. Better than ever. These are references to things that happened in IGN's Gone.
I know we're old. Joe Danger, available digitally on Vita. Mahjong Gold, which I know Marty's been excited about, is available digitally. And Velocity 2X is available digitally.
Well, okay, so if you include Velocity, which I already own, the final 4 games I'm buying today.
I like Mahjong.
I bought the last Mahjong on Vita. Just sit there tapping the tiles. Let's see what Gold's got up its sleeve.
Yeah, probably more Mahjong tiles.
Maybe I can make my own tiles.
Mahjong.
And PS1 Classic. PS1 Classic Mega Man X4 is available digitally. And that's
Damn, what a day for the Vita.
Yeah, it's great then.
I'm stoked. Speaking of stoked, topic of the week. Marty, we were at PAX. What's the best thing you played at PAX?
Didn't get the. Oh, well, I played it beforehand, but Firewatch. That was my favorite thing of the show. It's the upcoming game by Campo Santo.
Yes.
Studio formed of former Telltale's Walking Dead creators and folks from Double Fine. Art by Ali Moss. It is a very gorgeous first-person story-based exploration game.
It's in the style of the Gone Homes, correct?
In the style of the Gone Home.
Not in a house.
Not in a house. You're in the wilderness.
Gone Wilderness.
Gone Wilderness. It even has like cute nods to Gone Home. Like one of the books in your Watchtower is the book that Terrence Greenbrier wrote.
Yeah. Not the same Forestry Service, is it?
I don't think so. Which is sort of weird that they both have
it's
it.
not this one, right?
No, I was about to say,
the very one with the very cup
it's definitely not that.
Okay.
But yeah, the game was really cool. Loved Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Big Bloodborne fan.
Yeah.
Below's still great. Mm-hmm. A lot of really cool indie games. Cosmic Quest 2 was incredible. Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
A lot of great indie games.
Speaking of great indie games, Colin, I got one for you here.
Great Indian games.
It's called Adventures of Pip. It's a Kickstarter thing right now. You can buy it when it comes out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But the idea is that there's this thing called Pixel Town, right? And everybody's there, and you're
Pixel Town. I've been there.
You're this character Pip, and you're like, the town joke because you're just one pixel and you're just a block. Everybody else is like 8-bit or 16-bit art or whatever. And then bad people come or whatever. So you have to go fight them, and you're the only one. As you jump on them, you collect their pixels, and then you evolve from a single pixel to an 8-bit character, and then from that to a 16-bit character. They all have different powers. You have to evolve, de-evolve, platforming, jumping, stuff.
Cool.
Like
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What is it on Vita?
No.
No buy.
Right now it's on Steam. It's Steam Greenlight and Wii U. Then if they hit the next threshold, it's X, and then if next threshold,
a Kickstarter
PS.
goal was like a stretch goal was Vita, and they were $20 shy of it, and you were the only person left.
I was the only person left.
You were the only person who could get it to Vita.
I'd have to let it go. I can't. I don't kickstart things. And people are so surprised. Like when I didn't kickstart Mighty Number 9, I think that was a pretty solid sign that I'm not kickstarting anything.
But it's not like you're not excited for the game, obviously.
No. I mean, same thing with Shovel Knight. Like I have to separate my own preferences from what we do here too. Like we revealed Shovel Knight exclusively on IGN, knowing it. I did, knowing it was a Kickstarter because I think the game looks cool. It's just I'm not going to contribute to it. That's not my style. It doesn't mean other people are wrong to want to do that.
Sure.
It's just, when Mighty Number 9 came, everyone thought I was going to actually break. And I'm like, no. Like, I wasn't even really tempted. I was just like, no, I'm not going to do it. Obviously, this is going to get millions of dollars. It's Inafune.
Yeah.
And I'll just buy it later.
You have shown personal growth, though, in rethinking your stance on Kickstarter.
Yes, I have.
We've talked about that on the internet before.
Another game I got to play, I got to see being played, PlayStation fans will care about this, Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. That was the, Type 0 was the PSP game. That was sort of the third member of the Fabula Nova Crystallis trilogy.
Yes.
How can I forget?
With 13 and Versus 13. But yeah, it was a PSP game, only came out in Japan, but everyone who played it was like, this is incredible, the battle system's really good, the story's really good, it's the mature take on Final Fantasy. It was translated, I believe, never came to the West.
Yep.
Interesting.
And so
Very weird story behind it.
It's coming out on PS4 and Xbox One. Action the combat is very action heavy, so it's almost like a bridge to Final Fantasy 15. I should care about that. Looks good.
It was so funny when they revealed that game when we were at E3.
Like they just randomly were just like, oh, this exists.
And the funniest thing was that they were originally like, it's coming to Vita. And everyone's like, yes! And they're like, oh, never mind, no, it's not.
So I talked
and everyone's like, what the that was probably the game people wanted on Vita most. And they just stabbed them right in the chest.
No, the
game's
so creative
awesome.
director was at PAX, and I was talking to him about it, and I'm like, so why no Vita? And his sort of weird answer was, he's like, well, he always wanted this to be a big television-based game, and he sort of had to make it on PSP, and he always was sort of bummed about that because he wanted to make the big sort of cinematic experience.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, I want it on TVs now. And I guess using remote play, you can have it on Vita.
All right, let's not worry about a remote player.
I'm sick of that cop-out. everything can be not you, but somebody does that a lot now,
you.
where they're like,
You're the one banging
you're
this
the one who
remote
told
play
them about it,
drum.
but they were like,
Sure.
they're always like, well, it is on Vita, and I'm like, oh Jesus.
It's not the same. Here's the thing, though, Colin. At the PAX, I went to the PlayStation booth, played 2 games that wet my whistle for the Vita. Number 1, of course, Minecraft Vita. Played more of it, longer time this time. I doubt it was a different build than E3, but the section in was running better, I felt, than the other one. Only weird thing is when I placed blocks, they took like 1 second to pop in. Not that would ever stop you or be a huge deal because you know you're putting blocks. It's not like Minecraft super like Twitch based.
Yeah.
Gotta put this block. No, I'm dead. And then the other one, hashtag Colin was right. Freedom Wars. Freedom Wars is so good, and it's one of those things. I'm not one of the haters on the internet. I know that I'm gonna like what you say I'm gonna like. You said I was gonna like this. I liked it.
Yeah, Freedom Wars is really good. So we can't say too much about it right now, but you guys are gonna get, and by you guys I mean IGN's audience is gonna get an exclusive, in-depth look at Freedom Wars in the next couple weeks.
They talked to me about that while I was there.
Yeah.
They're very excited I was there. They want me to be part of that too. I
Sure.
want to be part of that too.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but
God damn it, Colin.
no, it's a multiplayer game, and I think that when they come in to show it to us, they'll have multiple Vitas, and we'll be able to connect.
Great.
All
Now here's the question. Juan from Mexico writes and it says, "Good day,
Good day.
Greg and Colin and whoever is sitting in the ever-rotating third chair.
I won.
I don't know anyone with a PS Vita. My question is, can I enjoy Freedom Wars solo? Or is this a game that is so much more enjoyable with friends? Thank you and beyond."
I don't know. I'm not gonna play with anyone, so it's you can have bot AIs like with you.
They talked about it being a 25-hour story, so I think they're planning for everything that you can be. It struck me a lot playing it as a Peace Walker situation, where you can jump in, enjoy the story, have the bots with you, and then when I want to play with somebody else, I can have somebody else play. And you're going to play with me, because you don't have to talk to me.
That's
you and
true.
I can just sit on the couch, play
That's
there.
a good- that's a good
We'll have
point.
the football on in between the plays. We get to do some of that. That's what we'll be doing.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Freedom Wars.
Does this have a release date yet?
It's October 26th or something like that.
Yeah,
I was
28th?
busy.
No, October 28th, remember? I was getting hung up on this, because
Oh, yeah,
October 26th,
28th, the Tuesday.
yeah, October 26th, the anniversary of the PlayStation 2.
Oh.
There's no
Oh,
way
yeah.
they'd come
We
out
did
and
this again, yeah.
they'd stomp on that.
No.
They need to respect
Yeah.
what that's all about.
Phantom
Forgot
Vision
about that.
HD coming back.
Oh, Fanavision.
The
Boy,
Bouncer.
The Bouncer.
The Bouncer was good.
Oni, Smuggler's Run.
Oh, man.
Get
Man,
all
we were
the
pretending
classic.
some of these games were great back
Okage.
then.
Remember that one?
Yep.
What was the one game I actually bought a game and brought it back? Genji? Was that a game?
Sounds like it was.
Wasn't that the PS3? The one with the giant crab?
Maybe I'm thinking a different one.
Giant crabs.
Because I brought it. I got like some terrible game. The PS2 had a pretty big library of games when it came out, but it was
Yeah,
none of them were
they
really
were
very
pretty
good
good.
except for a couple. And Fanavision was good. And I brought it back and I got the Summoner and I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Remember that game?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm summoning stuff.
What was the first PS2 game you really liked? Was it like Dark Cloud?
The first one
Twisted
I
Metal.
really
I mean,
liked.
does Madden count? I don't think it
Yeah,
should,
that's-
but the Madden
yeah.
was like that jump. It was a
pretty good.
graphical
Yeah, yeah.
jump, and it was fun to play with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one I loved was.
Grand Theft Auto.
No, like mine was Twisted Metal. I like Twisted Metal Black a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I there's a few games I liked at launch, but
SmackDown, just bring it. Later
the Bouncer might be the first one I loved.
Yeah.
Dark Cloud's a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, like Onimusha.
Oh, yeah.
GTA 3 was first, though.
Sure.
Onimusha came out in 2002.
Yep.
It's bringing me back.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Another game you saw, Marty. And this is another one, not the same one, but whatever. We have a lot of wands.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid 2.
More than Juan.
Ah, I knew it was in there somewhere. Beyond.
Beyond.
Hi, Greg, Colin, in the ever-rotating third chair. I got a question, and I hope you can help me. I am excited about the Order 1886. It looks like one hell of a game. But as every convention that has passed, counting PAX, more and more people keep saying that it just looks. Yep, people keep saying that it just looks. And when it comes to gameplay, it's disappointing. Colin has played it. Should I be worried about it? Marty has played it. Should I cancel my premium edition or give it time and don't worry about it? Thanks and take care. Beyond.
B1.
B1! Marty, you played it at PAX.
I did. So
A
this
whole
is
bunch
the
of other
same,
people did
they've
too.
been it's the same demo they've had since E3. It's a very short section where you get into a quick firefight. You got to do a little puzzle that's not really a puzzle, and then you get into another firefight, and it's over. The game is undeniably gorgeous. The presentation's incredible. I love how the game looks. I love the world, this sort of neo-Victorian melding with a little bit of technology.
That black
monsters,
water.
Black water. Everything about that's great. It's just I have not enjoyed my time with the game. I don't feel like the guns don't feel great. The cover system seems still be a step below Gears of War. I didn't feel like the enemies had a sense of self-preservation. These are things I feel like the camera's a little bit too close to your character. Again, these are things. If this is a pre-E3 build, that's a game that's almost a year from release. But I want to see more of this game. I want to see. They keep saying, "Well, this is just a single build. This is just this." And I'm like, "Well, show me, prove to me then that the game is more than this."
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping. I wouldn't. I mean, if you have it pre-ordered, I would wait because you can cancel a pre-order at the 25th hour, right?
Yeah.
So I would wait until undeniably we're going to be able to play longer, bigger,
sure,
more up-to-date sections of the game. So yeah, I mean, as of right now, I'm not 100% sold on it.
Colin, how do you feel? You were like our first taste of it. You were the tip of the sword.
Yeah, I came back and told everyone that game, there's something off about that game, and no one, a lot of people didn't want to hear it. And I think that the longer it's gone on, people have started to play it and see more of it. And when that footage leak that we saw in January, people were like, "We were right. The game doesn't run well." And the game's been cleaned up. When I saw it last time at E3, I actually wrote a pretty glowing preview because I like the more asymmetric warfare between the werewolf creatures and your character.
I wanted to see that stuff. That stuff sounded cool.
It is cool, but just in the sense that in that particular scene at E3, you're not trying to fight. You're actually just trying to get away.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cool because your guys can't, even though they're actually kind of supernatural themselves, they can't fight all these guys. But and I haven't played the game, so I was always hands off with the game. So when I saw it in January, no one played it, and then when I saw it at E3, I'm not considered a judge, so I couldn't play the game at E3. So they played it for me. So I don't have any remarks on the mechanics, but what I see is a game that looks beautiful, that runs a lot better than it used to, that has, like you said, amazing atmosphere, a really interesting story. The guys that are making the game and wrote the game have a really keen eye in history, and you can tell. They nail all of that stuff, and aesthetically they nail. When I saw it at Gamescom last year, they went into the engine and how the minutia of everything that makes the game run. I have no doubt that the game is going to look beautiful.
Yeah.
But when I see it being played in the more shootery aspects, it is Gears of War, and it's just a cover-based shooter. How it feels, I don't know.
Yeah.
What it looks like to me is something that you didn't expect in a bad way. That you expected a game like this to kind of differentiate itself.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of some people's hang up on it. That said, my mind's totally open. I'm excited about it. I think Ready at Dawn's really talented. And they've been working on this game for a long time. And things sometimes come together at the last minute. Naughty Dog always talks about that with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
That they were, without that delay, that month or 6 weeks they got to work on it, the game wouldn't have been as good as it was. Yeah. And so, who knows? I'm glad they got the time they needed. And remember, this game was supposed to come out in a month.
Yeah.
And they got the time they needed to wholly polish it and fix it up. So I'm confident that it's going to be good. But I don't have much more to say on it than that, because you and a lot of other people have had complaints about the way it plays.
Yeah, the last at Gamescom and at PAX, the three big games that Sony was showcasing were The Order, Bloodborne, and Until Dawn. And to me, Until Dawn and Bloodborne were quite a bit above The Order.
Yeah, I played Until Dawn. I played Bloodborne. Love both those. Both those games. Until Dawn more. Bloodborne is it's in a setting now where I think I'm going to be more into it than when it was nights and stuff. Order I've only seen, and I remember reading Colin stuff, seeing the footage that got leaked or whatever. And then when I did the demos at at E3, when I was doing the live show, and I saw on the stage obviously the werewolf part. I was like, that looks awesome. And then when they came and played it, and it was the part Colin had seen, but it was running flawlessly, I was like, awesome, this is on track.
Yeah.
And I like Ready at Dawn. The God of War games are great. So now I'm to this point of I'm with Colin. I think they'll turn it around. I think it'll be a good game. I think they'll fix it. But especially if it strikes me as it's the same thing with Minecraft Vita, right? I'm sure this build is old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to see what the new build is like.
Yeah.
What does this game ever let you go off the rails?
Sure.
The more puzzling aspect of the game to me is the way it's been shown. That when I said, even when the game was revealed, they showed the game really early, and it's not unreasonable to see a game a year out, but you expect it to run better. It's I just don't feel like they put a good face forward every time they've shown it, except for maybe at E3. When they showed it at Gamescom when I was there last year, they didn't show the game at all.
Yeah.
They were talking about tech demo, and people were frustrated. We want to see the game. Yeah. When we saw it at E3 that year before Gamescom, they didn't show the game at all, and I had to spend most of my interview time asking them, is it a third-person shooter? Is it a first-person shooter? How does it feel like? What are your influences? And time's up. And it's you could have just showed this to me.
Yeah.
Then at and when we saw the game properly in January, February, earlier this year, again, the game wasn't running well at all. It was very unimpressive, to me. And some people didn't agree. Then we saw it at E3, and things started to seem to kind of go in a good trajectory where they were starting to learn, Sony and Ready at Dawn were starting to learn what people were looking for and how they should present the game. And it seems like, I don't know if they took a step backwards at PAX or not. I wasn't there.
I mean, they didn't show any of the werewolf stuff, so it was all the
in the streets, in the alley.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see more of the game as well. It's a game that I'm very excited about.
Yeah. Okay.
I just hope it turns out well, because my disappointment was not even from the way it ran, because they have time to fix that. It's not even from the gunplay, because they got time to fix that, even though I never, I know you had some problems with the gunplay. But more in the fact that, like, when I saw them playing the game, I was like, like it looks so special, and I want it to be more than a third-person shooter. So hopefully, that's what we get.
Okay. Thanks, Juan, for your question.
Thanks, Juan.
Another question comes from Pablo in Atlanta. He says, "Greetings, Greg, Colin, and the chair that was once and forever will be in rotation. On the last NVC, Jose Ortero read a listener email asking if the new 3DS was the final nail in Vita's coffin. I'd like to hear your guys' take on it. Beyond.
Yeah.
I think the Vita, no. I mean, the 3DS has been selling it's been dominating forever.
Yeah.
As the primary handheld that everybody wants, and the Vita's still doing its thing, still going on.
Yeah, I don't think it really affects Vita at all. Vita's not going to beat 3DS, and frankly, this new 3DS situation is very confusing.
Yep, I completely agree.
And
What do you mean? There's the 3DS, there's the 2DS, now there's the 3DS LL.
The new 3DS.
What's the new 3DS?
But there's also the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL. Also, have you seen its second analog stick?
It's a nub. It's a
It's a
little
little
tiny
nub, and it's a little high. It looks like a growth.
A mole coming off the face of the DS.
This is going to be very confusing. When
It is gonna be
parents, come Christmas time, go in to buy something.
Yeah, but this is what we said about the 2DS, and nobody really threw up a fit after it came out.
No one talks about that. I haven't seen one in the wild.
Didn't Pear get one for his kids, I thought?
Probably. I don't see Pear's kids in the wild.
They come here all the time.
This is not the wild. This is a controlled environment. We have a Jaguar in this office.
We have a what?
A Jaguar.
The console or a real Jaguar?
I don't know. Far Cry's coming out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just belly aching from you. That is confusing. I don't think it's gonna be that confusing.
No, I think I'm confused by it too. Like, I own a 3DS. I would not mind upgrading to a new 3DS. It's like when DSi came out, I actually bought a DSi. I was really excited about it. But that was like confusing everyone. It's like some games are on DSi available digitally. Now it's the same thing with 3DS. Like, it has more processing power, so certain games are going to be.
Yeah, they've already announced the Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is an amazing Wii game, and I want to play that on new 3DS. So I have to wait until that.
You just think that they would learn after Wii U that you have to name things separate.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make them different.
Also, someone said, call it the Super 3DS. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
They need to go back to that. The Super Wii.
Yeah.
Super Wii U.
Super Wii.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, we talk about that, but we also talk about the Game Boy, right? And the Game Boy was the Game Boy, and then it was the Game Boy Color, and then it was the Game Boy SP. I mean, they're changing.
Advanced.
Yeah, I mean, there was only 3 iterations of Game Boy. Game Boy Pocket, which played old Game Boy games, and then Game Boy Color, which played old Game Boy games.
Yeah.
Like, it only went one way, like, and they weren't selling fat Game Boys in 1997 and 1998.
True.
So, like, I think it's a little different. I think Advance is an interesting one too, because you had Advance, like the OG Advance, like the white one, and then you had the clamshell Advance, and then like they just were smarter about it. Like, Game Boy Advance made it seem like it was different. The GBA, and then the DS
You
was
think calling it the new 3DS makes it sound different?
I don't think they're calling it that though. Like, are they? Like, I thought it was just.
That is
the
what they're
name
calling
of
it.
it, the new 3DS.
Oh, okay, because I was just like, I was reading all these stories and I'm like, I don't really know what the hell is going on. Like, I don't
What
really
is
quite understand it.
going
But is that
on?
the nail? No, I mean, the Vita's nail in the coffin has nothing to do with
The Vita's a vampire. It lives in the coffin, then it comes out, and you love it, and you're like, oh, I don't know, I live with this vampire all the time. And then it bites you, and it goes away. But it'll be back to bite you again. Don't worry. Everybody loves
Raymond.
If everybody does love Raymond. By the way, if the pre-TGS announcements were any indication, in terms of Japanese support, Vita's actually growing. So we'll see if that segues its way here, because a lot of people are telling us still that they can't even find them in stores. Some stores are not carrying Vitas anymore.
Yeah, again, though, just go to the online. Welcome to 2015.
Yeah, go to the internet store.
Yeah, go to the Amazon, the Walmart.com,
Go to
the
Kmart.org.
Target.com, Kmart.org.
That's a nonprofit.
.Russia. Marty, I had a question for you.
Go for it.
It's from Carter.
Hey, Carter.
Carter says, Greg, Colin, in the ever-rotating third chair. Beyond?
Yeah.
After hearing the song Geeky Girl on Ryan's wrap-up, I have had the desire to actually get a girlfriend. However, being a 14-year-old who spends most of his free time gaming, my skills with girls are abysmal. Do you guys have any tips? Marty, look at you.
That's really good.
Yeah, good job, Carter.
You're 14. You're still pretty young.
Yeah. You're still pretty young.
Still pretty young.
That's like what we say to like us.
Yeah. You're not 30 yet. You're fine.
No.
Yeah, I don't think I started dating when I was 15 or 16.
Yeah. Your skills were abysmal, I'm sure.
They were abysmal. Still are abysmal. Yeah, I think the big thing is go out there, just be open, be honest. Don't. You can be proud of playing video games, but talk about other things as well.
Right.
Diversify your bonds.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. Play Persona. You'll learn a lot about girls through Persona. Play Catherine. That's how you learn about girls.
These are good game
One of them may be the devil.
Spoilers.
Damn it.
Don't worry. I'm still waiting for the PS4 re-release of Catherine. But
I would love that.
yeah, Carter, be yourself. Remember that nothing you do right now matters. You're 14.
That is true. Nothing when you're 14.
I know it's gonna see. You're gonna.
Just
girls
don't go
are-
to prison.
Yeah, just obviously
don't kill
go to
people. But I'm saying girls are gonna turn you
No
down. It's like
felonies.
whatever.
Yeah.
No big deal. You'll never talk to that 14-year-old girl again.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll talk to her, in the next few years. But
Remember, when we did the Gone Home spoiler cast, I was like, well, no, of course they're not still together because no one's still together with the person they were in high school. And
Yeah.
Steve Gaynor was like, yep, I met my wife in high school.
Yeah.
Damn it.
God damn it, Steve Gaynor and your perfect life and your great games. Chris from Kent, England writes in and says, Beyond.
Beyond.
I was recently listening to episode 201.
Why?
I know. It cracks me up. That was
a long time ago.
157 episodes ago. 157
3
weeks
years
ago.
ago.
And was intrigued by a conversation between Colin and the news hound Info Boy Jim Riley, where Jim argued that online play being behind a paywall, like Xbox Live, would be the norm for console gaming. Colin responded by saying Sony would have crossed the line by charging for this feature. Like playing online, that should be free. My question to Colin, Greg, and the guest is, do you think they've crossed the line by making PlayStation Plus mandatory for online play? I personally think it is, despite PS Plus's value proposition, and I believe Sony have lost a powerful USP for the PS4 that they had for the PS3.
A lot of acronyms.
Yeah, I know. Beyond Chris from
FYI.
ASAP,
ICYMI.
EOM. I don't think they've crossed the line, no. I thought that Sony did a great job of, tucking this into their press conference when they announced this was going to be the way by the fact that you've had PlayStation Plus for a few years now, and it's an amazing deal.
Yeah.
And now this is going to be going forward like what we need from you.
Yeah. And it is an amazing deal.
Yeah.
Like, PlayStation Plus is great.
I mean, Xbox Live
Games
is
is gold.
changed. Yeah, games is gold. They got added, right? But I mean, I think when we're talking about this 3 years ago, right, of what in the ecosystem of what we knew then was Xbox Live, you are paying to play online and connect, but you're not getting free games at the time out of it. You know what I mean? Like, then this proposition changed when PlayStation Plus came around and did something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong about that. Because I always thought that was a huge trump. That's episode sold. That was before Vita, by the way. I think that you're right. Like when Trenton came on the stage and they basically just snuck it in there. It was kind of a stroke of genius because what they're basically saying is everyone already has PlayStation Plus. So now you just need to keep it to play online and just take these free games. Just take them. Like we were saying today, like Velocity is free.
Yeah.
Like why? Why is that even free? That game, people buy that game.
Yeah.
So it's like the deal's always good. Like Microsoft's been getting better about games with gold or whatever, but they're still getting trounced.
Yeah.
And
this month was really good.
Right. And they also, the one thing I have to keep in mind is they don't have 3 platforms to work with. They have 2. Their Xbox 360 is deader than the PS3 in terms of new games, so a lot of people don't plug it in. So it is a different scenario. They realized that they had to catch up, though, that PlayStation Plus set the new precedent. But Sony had to recognize that Microsoft set the precedent with pay to play online.
Yeah.
That they can make more money. And now when you look at your friends list until it crashes on PS4, everyone's got PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Pay to pray.
It worked out.
Pay to pray. That's called indulgences.
Let's just get out of stuff.
Renaissance jokes.
Oh!
Colin, time for my favorite segment, the worst PlayStation Network name of the week. This one comes from Kevin. He says, Greg, ever-rotating third chair and that Islanders fan. Beyond. Have I got a terrible PSN name for you, Poop Dude 420?
Oh, man.
Me and my buddies thought it would be funny for a bit when I bought my PS3 Fat for Uncharted 2 multiplayer. That was the extent of my online experience for that generation. Now that I've upgraded to the PlayStation 4, this gen, I feel like I've made a huge mistake. Please, Shuhei Yoshida, you're my only hope, Kevin.
You're the kind of guy that makes the end of Journey a little bit less special.
Yeah. We really shared. Oh, that Poop Dude 420. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I feel disgusting for playing.
Smoking a doob on the toilet. Old Poop Dude.
I guess that's true.
Huh?
I mean, I don't think that's all.
Poop dude.
I don't poop dude. I don't think you'd only be on the toilet though. Like you're just a poop dude.
Wherever he wants. Sorry.
That's fine. That was the easy one. 55-14, everyone.
It's hard.
I know. Well, especially when you're talking about poop dude 420.
No, I don't want to say poop.
Poop dude. Maybe he just works in septic tanks. That's his job. He's
Like the ass man from Seinfeld.
yeah.
Yes,
Well,
man.
that's not the exact same. That's a proctologist.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that episode had
Sure.
a similar arc.
Yeah.
To this
I was thinking more
conversation.
like in Ready to Rumble when David Arquette's character runs the place that cleans out the
What were the
porta
things?
potties.
What were those the 3 cages on top of each other that WCW
I don't
did?
remember.
Remember those?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't remember what they called
Those
it.
were rad.
Yeah, that was. I'm sure Vince McMahon's trying to bring it back right now.
Sure.
Rad cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Podcast Beyond episode 358. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Remember, Podcast Beyond posts every Tuesday as an MP3, then every Wednesday as a video on ign.com, youtube.com/IGN, and of course, that IGN PlayStation 4 app.
Pay to pray.
The show's in good hands because you get it and we love you, but make sure you go to IGN.com, read the articles, watch the videos, subscribe to Prime, contribute to the wikis, buy t-shirts at splitreason.com/IGN. Then follow us all on Twitter. IGN is IGN. I'm Game Over Greggy. Colin is No Taxation. Marty, Sleva, the best beard in the business, is Mick Biggity.
Yep.
2 G's, 2 T's?
2 G's, 2 T's.
That's good.
Yeah.
A lot of G's and T's in there.
A lot of G's and T's.
OGs.
Yeah, a lot of gin and tonics. And this, get me out of here.
Remember, every Podcast Beyond ends in a song, in a segment we call Ryan's Wrap-Up. Today's comes from Derek. He's right outside there.
Whoa.
Derek from IGN. He edits a
Video
lot of the
whiz.
videos here. It turns out that he's in a rap group called XL. Just XL, like the
Extra large.
like the new 3DS XL
Yeah.
or the old 3DS XL or your shirt probably, maybe my shirt for sure. This song is called O, just the letter O, from the band XL. You can download it if you want. This is awesome. You can download it from their Bandcamp, which is waiting2xl.bandcamp.com. That's the numeral 2 then XL. Waiting
Did you
2XL.
listen to the song before?
I did.
Okay,
I
is
did.
it really vulgar?
.bandcamp.com. Define vulgar for me. Let me know what you think vulgar is.
Is it more or less vulgar than the 3-6 Mafia song "Slob on My Knob"?
I didn't listen to that. It's not that. No, it's less than that for sure.
Okay.
It's for sure. I mean, I didn't have to bleep it like last week's song. And then also, I figured out I'm not gonna bleep the songs anymore because that's just wasting time. Because the songs only go up in the MP3 where we're listed as explicit anyway, so I'm fine there. I don't have to worry about that. But it is like he's like, he emails me and he's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, and I click on the link and the album art is the guy doing the O face from Office Space, and then as you listen, he's like, oh, this is about ejaculating.
Yeah.
But like, it's
natural, though.
Yeah, we all do it.
That's where human life comes from.
I did it like 4 times in this episode.
Users lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.